Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending which time you're watching this broadcast. We are coming to you from the Well Point studio. This is the Daily Pulse here on Inside Lowell. If it's happening in Lowell or the surrounding communities, we have it for you here. I have a very special, great show today. As you know from my days on the radio, I enjoy it when we get Mr. Fiato and the Lowell High School students in. They are here today. As you can see, I have a co-host this morning. I'll let her introduce herself and introduce our guest, but I want to remind anyone that we're coming to you live from the Well Point studios. Well Point, the only health plan offering healthcare benefits exclusively to Massachusetts GIC members. At Well Point, your whole health is their whole point. It is Thursday morning, October 16th. A little chilly outside this morning, but a brisk fall morning. It's going to be a nice weekend coming up. And like I said, I'm having a lot of fun today because I have a lot of Lowell High students. And here to introduce them is my co-host for the day.
Hi, my name is 𝐃𝐚𝐢𝐥𝐲. With me, I have Destino, Gabriella Santos, Cote, and Bernardo Cordeiro.
And the knee you see sticking up, because I don't have a camera shot that goes that way, is head of school Mike Fiato, and we'll get Mike into the picture and talk to him a little later on this morning. But thank you, Mr. Fiato, for bringing in the students. All right. So let's start with my friend, Mr. Cordeiro here. Introduce yourself to everybody. Tell them what grade you're in, what you're involved with. There is, people can probably tell.
Oh, yeah.
You're with the ROTC, but take it away.
Of course. So first, it's a pleasure to be here today. Thank you. I'm Bernardo. I'm a senior at Lowell High School, and I'm involved in a bunch of extracurriculars, which I love. I'm involved in JROTC. I'm the wing commander for MA 771, so our unit at Lowell High School. I'm also the president of the Student Ambassador Program. And here we also have some ambassadors. Hopefully they're going to talk about it. I'm involved in student council. I'm also part of a bunch of committees that we improve the schools in general. And currently right now, I'll be part of a statewide committee.
Oh, that's great.
Correct.
Thank you for having me. I'm Cote. I'm a junior at Lowell High School. I'm a student ambassador. I'm a flight commander for ROTC. I'm in the unarmed drill program, honor guard, student voice and social media treasurer, and yeah.
All right, I'm just going to ask you to pull a little forward because these mics are sensitive, so you have to kind of get close. And when you have to share them, I'm just going to move it a little bit this way. All right, Gabriella.
Hello, thank you so much for having me. I am Gabby, as she said, and I am one of the students who has tried a little bit of everything at Lowell High School. If there's something I know how to do is to change environments, realize how people behave, see how things work, and just getting to know people. I am a part of the ROTC program for the past 4 years now. I am the wing commander along with Bernardo Cordeiro. We work together to try to make a good unit and do a good impact on the cadets over there. I'm an athletic student. I have tried many different athletics, been a part of different programs like the student ambassador, and just ready to try anything that Lowell High School has to offer.
That's great.
My name is Destino. I'm a sophomore. I'm your sophomore president of all things also, so thank you for that. But I'm involved with a lot of things, really. Anything, really. If it's out of school, networking is my main thing. I volunteer on the side with a nonprofit program called Aaron's Presence. I do that. And networking, I love that the most. So I've networked with Liam Skinner, Tara Hong, superintendent, a bunch of people that are in power, and I love that. I love meeting people and understanding who they are and how they work, function. So, yeah.
And back to my co-host.
I'm so excited to be your co-host today. My name is 𝐃𝐚𝐢𝐥𝐲. I am a junior at Lowell High School. I would say, mostly an athletic student. I'm on the varsity volleyball team, and then the last 2 years I was on the varsity lacrosse team, and the next 2 I'm planning to manage the baseball team. I am vice president of student council, and I'm also in the pep club. So I love Lowell High, and I'm just help and do whatever I can to promote my fellow students and promote myself and our school.
All right, now there's a young lady standing at the door. We're going to ask her to come in. We're going to try to squeeze you in here somewhere.
I'll get a chair.
Yeah, you can grab a chair. Mr. Fiato, there's one all the way against the back wall.
Gotcha.
I'm going to see if I can do this here. Oh, there you go. You're almost in the picture. There we go. Slide this microphone over. I gotta get a bigger studio. Introduce yourself, please.
Hi, my name is 𝐃𝐚𝐢𝐥𝐲. I am now a 12th grader at Lowell High School. I've had a great experience at this school where I've been able to share my leadership qualities in the roles that I do. Currently, I am president of one of my favorite clubs, BPA, Business Professionals of America, and also Lowell High _ Student Voice, which is our social media. Student Voice is a club that we actually started last year. It was very fun, and I'm really proud of the progress we've created. I've also been a part of the officer teams of our school, like the whole student council and everything. I'm currently a representative delegate, and also I was past class president of sophomore and junior year. And also do a little bit of everything. I do sports also. I do lacrosse. I'm gonna go into my 4th year, and I'm really excited. But I'm out of breath right now. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Have a seat. Thank you for coming. You guys put me to shame. I didn't do half of all this stuff when I was in high school, and we were discussing earlier how long ago that really was. Class of 1980, 45 years. The greatest graduating class at Lowell High School. Just ask us, we'll tell you. But a lot of us are still around and still involved, so which is a lot of fun. All right, how did you get involved, doing all these different things? And that's a question for all of you. I'm just going to start here, and we'll work our way around.
Yeah, I think that the outreach from people who run their programs and run their clubs is a really amazing thing at Lowell High School that you don't necessarily find in a lot of schools. It is all open arms, and we would be happy to have you, which is again a unique thing. But also I think it's very encouraged for students to be able to reach out for themselves and say, hey, I want to start this club. I'm really passionate about this, and I know some people are passionate about this as well. So help me, help myself and all these other people be able to talk and come together about these things that we're passionate about. I think the athletics program is very, again, their outreach is very good. And
You notice the shirt I'm wearing today. This was given to me by Coach Boyle. Yeah.
But yeah, no, the athletics program, I think that all the kids in it are lucky to be there, and they work really hard to be there as well.
All right, changing the camera shot so you're gonna have to just squeeze over this way a little more. We gotta get you into the picture. There you go. All right, we gotta get you in the picture.
Okay. So for me at least, I think it's all about connections, honestly. I mean, getting into this school, it was really hard to make new friends and everything like that. But being able to just talk to people normally and then kind of them referring you to things, it's also very helpful. I mean, I had a sibling that went to this school, so he was able to kind of present to me what things were available also. So I was just able to check things out. I think many of the club fairs and the fairs that just happen in the beginning of the school year is so helpful, and I recommend to every single student that wants to come to Lowell High School or is still it's early years that are going to high school, the sophomores and freshmen, just to get a feel of the things that we have that are available. But it's also even the teachers too, I feel they're really passionate about the clubs they advise also. So I feel if you have a class and your teacher is so energized about the club that they do, they're gonna push you to do it. And it's you're thinking, oh, I don't know if I want to do it, but if you try it out, you're not gonna lose anything from that, just trying something out. But yeah, I just really love how everyone is just all connected in a way, and how they just help each other rather than push people down.
Like that, Mike, towards yourself, and then.
So the way that I got involved at Lowell High was my brother, actually. So he told me, Chris, if you really want to get involved with stuff, just be outgoing, be comfortable being uncomfortable. So I had to talk to people that I didn't know at all, how to get engaged, network, even though I didn't know how to. But my main thing was, if I want to succeed further in life, I have to be comfortable but uncomfortable. So I just did everything I could. I talked to people that I didn't know, networked, went to events that I didn't know I could go to, and next thing I know, I'm over here doing this podcast. So yeah.
I like that. Be comfortable with the uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. That's a really good motto. Gabby.
So, before I went into high school, I was very into reading the summer right before my freshman year. And one of the books I read called The Magic of Thinking Big talked about taking opportunities. And I think as soon as I got into my freshman year, I made it a goal to be as involved and see how people act and why they do what they do. So that became one of my driving forces to get involved in the stuff I did in Lowell High School. And like they said, the teachers, the athletics, if they're passionate about something, they're going to attract the students. And the great thing about Lowell High School, in comparison to the other high schools I've seen is if you want something, they're going to have it for you. And if they don't have it, they're going to create it. And there's always that opportunity, no matter how big or small it might be, there's always something to do. And I take pride in that because my parents didn't have that opportunity when they were in Brazil. My family did it, and I'm one of the first kids in my family to be able to go through life and take as many opportunities as I can and get to meet people, not only from my school, but make connections outside of it. So I know that when I go to college, when I get a job, I always have someone to say, hey, can you help me out? Or what did you learn from your past experience? So definitely so many different things to learn from growing up in an environment like Lowell High School, and it just makes you want to get involved even more.
For me, it was mostly because my older sisters, they both went to Lowell High School. But also, like Janica said, the club fairs that Lowell High School hosts are very beneficial because even if you're representing a club, you still have time to walk around the club fair, and see all the different clubs you have the opportunity of joining. And like Gabby said, if they don't have a club that you were looking for, you can go to a teacher or something, talk to them about it, and they will help you create that club and advise it for you.
So, Lowell High School is a very unique place. It's a very unique environment, and there's definitely opportunities for every and each one of us students at Lowell High School. From like clubs to help with going to college. We past week, well, 2 weeks ago, we had a college fair with more than 120 representatives coming from different states of the United States of America. And it was open for high school students from Lowell High School, but also high schools around the state. And anyone could come and just had the opportunity to talk to colleges. And also, me personally, I got involved with all these activities because I'm really outgoing and I really like to be involved. I'm involved in many community services, just events in general. And I got involved with JROTC because my sister was in it. And she just motivated me to be a better citizen, which is one of the mission statement of JROTC, to motivate young people to become better citizens. And I think that's definitely a thing that really made me be involved and want it. And Lowell High School staff, they really focus on not only your academics and who you are right now, but also your future. So they help students be motivated to have a better future. My sister, she was able to get a full ride scholarship to Center College with the help of Lowell High School and Posse Foundation. So definitely Lowell High School is a place that each and every one of us can be involved if we want.
We are coming to you on the Daily Pulse from the WellPoint studio, and we want to thank a couple other sponsors as well.
Ray Booten, licensed realtor in Massachusetts and New Hampshire, certified appraiser in both states as well. So if you're looking to buy or sell a home, a business, or a commercial property, Ray Booten is the one to contact. Find him online at realestaterayBooten.com. That's realestaterayBooten.com. And by WellPoint, the only health planning offering healthcare benefits exclusively to Massachusetts GIC members. At WellPoint, your whole health is their whole point.
All right. We have some other sponsors that Gabby's going to mention in a few minutes, but I want to ask all of you guys, you are mostly juniors and seniors?
Yes.
Right. So you've been here during the renovation.
Mm-hmm.
And so what do you think so far of the new building, and has the construction caused many problems for you during your academic classes?
Well, I think about the new building, I don't have words about it, to describe it. It's just an amazing place, and I think it's a place that allows students to grow more and more. It provides a bunch of opportunities such as science labs with brand new equipment. We have a brand new gym with weight room that allows students to be physical fit and all of that. So it definitely helped a lot. The construction, it's hard. It's hard for us as students to adapt, but Lowell High School definitely made easier for us to go through this process.
I can not describe the new building. It is wonderful. It is huge. I feel like I come back to school every summer. It's a whole new building, and I have to navigate my way through. The construction, it's not bad, but especially last year during my chemistry class, I was in the top floor of the yellow building, right next to the false wall that was the other half of the building was under construction. So you heard the drilling and all the other stuff. It was a little hard to focus during tests and stuff, but I got through it.
Right. But like they said, the building is very, very beautiful. And one thing that I did notice was the motivation students kind of had to go to school. I think because the environment looks so nice, students have, even those who don't like to go to school, like, oh, I don't want to wake up early, because to be honest, nobody really wants to wake up early, right? But I think knowing that you're going to a place that the ambience is just good looking, and knowing that you're going to walk into a nice place already drives kids to go to school a little more. So look, like the interior, whoever designed that interior of that school, they did a good job, because there's definitely that motivational aspect of it, of wanting to go to school a little more because you know you're going somewhere nice.
Hang on. Wide angle shot here. Here we go. Go ahead, Chris.
So I'm a sophomore. I haven't been in school for that long, but seeing how it is like on construction, it looks amazing. Because recently, my sister came by. She's like, Chris, your school looks so big. I'm like, it does. And thinking about it now, have you ever seen like High School Musical?
Yes.
It reminds you of that school in high school. Like it's so big, but so wonderful to be there. Like it reminds you of like the true high school ambience, the high school that you want to be like cringy in, but the high school that you know you'll do well in.
Yes.
So I'm actually one of the student members of the school building committee. So it's been such an exciting experience just to like see everything that's happening kind of like behind the scenes also, just like everyone that's like kind of involved in the design and the construction of it. I think me personally, it's been so great, but also like it's kind of stressful at the same time, just because I know everything that's happening. Like I always see like the stress on people's face, especially I'm going to shout out my great friend Jim. He's doing a great job in the construction, and I just feel so bad for him because he just looks so stressed all the time, but I feel so bad. I genuinely do. But it is turning into a great, beautiful school, and the improvement is out of this world, honestly. I think the one thing is probably because like I kind of feel bad for the teachers also, because they have to like move their classrooms a lot because of the construction. Like I'm pretty sure like the next semester we have to like switch aside, like basically flip-flop, and they have to move all their classes, which might be a little hard, but I think we're gonna get through it. And I think at the end we're gonna have a beautiful school, and I can already see it right now.
So I don't think I can find another way to say the new building's great. But I honestly, I really appreciate the fact that, you know, you can put a mood and emotion into a building and into the color palette and into the way it was, like genuinely just the architecture and the foundation of a building. You can put emotion into that. And I really think that it was like you just walk into that school and you feel, you know, there's so much light. There's just a basic light component that's in with you know, intertwined with all of the other beautiful aspects of it. And I really think that that was their goal, and I think that they achieved it. I like nothing else. And as far as, you know, the building disrupting, I would say it's a little bit fun because, you know, from middle school to high school, you know, you walk in, you have to find all your classes, and then you come back your sophomore year and you have to re-find all your new classes. And then, because there's always something new. And like even junior year, you know, I walked in and I was like, oh, I have this down. It's no problem. Like I've been here for 3 years, but I was wrong and I had to find all of my new classes. It's a little bit of a scavenger hunt in the beginning, but you know, eventually you get the hang of it. And I think that honestly, we're lucky to see this, this new beginning almost for Lowell High School kind of come to life. And I feel like only my class, you know, me and Peter, we're the only ones who really get to see the full, you know, we were freshmen when it started and we're going to be seniors as it's ending. And I think we're lucky. I think that though it has some downsides, it's, you know, it's an opportunity that not everyone gets.
So Lowell High has, as you guys mentioned, there's a ton of great programs, and I'm very privileged that I get to be at Lowell High, as you know, a couple of days a week for my full-time job.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about ROTC, and then I'd like to talk about the Student Ambassador Program, because those are two very, I think, very unique programs. So who's an ambassador here? Well, look at all these people who are ambassadors. All right, so I'm going to have Gabby and the ROTC people talk about ROTC, and I'll have you talk about the ambassador program, but you can mix some of it in. So why join the ROTC? And the program has excelled for many years and continues to do so. Tell people about the program.
So to start off, I was not going to join the ROTC in my freshman year, but I had a good friend and she was like, "Yeah, join with me, join." And I was like, wearing uniform every week looks kind of cool. You know what I mean? So I joined the program with zero expectations. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. All I knew was that I was skipping gym and that I did not have to take gym. So in the beginning, I was like, okay, let me just try this out. And as I got into the program, I realized all the opportunities they had, to them presenting what Flight Academy was in my freshman year, and then them showing all the community service opportunities you can do, all the leadership positions that you can possibly have. And I had no idea this was going to come with taking a class like ROTC. I thought it was just about the uniform and about, oh, they're going to be strict, they're going to tell me to do this, it's going to be military style. But of course we have discipline in the program, but I would never have imagined that so many students who got into high school that were shy, that didn't have a lot of friends, who couldn't have a basic conversation, would leave that program with skills that a lot of adults don't even have nowadays. So that's a character building program. I think if one thing I had to say about the JRC program is a character building, and I know I'm kind of biased, right, as the vice wing commander, but I would suggest any parent who was putting their kid in high school for their children to join that. You know what I mean? It's going to build a foundation for life that I don't think you can, it's hard to find anywhere else. So we go through military standards from the Air Force, right? We follow the uniform standards, the regulation standards. We have a certain behavior that we expect to happen. We have sort of like a ranking system. And then the students get to go up in rank as they join, as they get more involved. There's program like Raiders, where it's a physical fitness competition, basically. We have drill, where you see people spinning rifles and these cool marching techniques. And to see these programs have these kids come in at 6:15 in the morning and doing this almost the whole entire year shows that there's more than just a team. It's more than just a class. It's a family that they're building inside a program like this. Because if they can keep all these students coming to school the whole entire year this early, keeping students in the program to wear the uniform, go to community services, you don't see that a lot nowadays. You know, it's hard to get a teenager to wake up that early. You know, it's hard to have a student who's already academically trying to be really good and then also balance this. So it's such a character building program and excels beyond what you can imagine.
For me, I was personally, when I was putting my course requests in for freshman year, I was going between gym and ROTC, and my 8th grade math teacher just said, just take ROTC. If you don't like it, you can always switch out. So I did, and the first day of class, I just fell in love with it. The people you meet in ROTC are going to be your best friends for life. I built so many connections with upper and lower classmen. It's just the best program. The uniform aspect, I personally like it because it takes a day away from having to choose an outfit. But then waking up early, I didn't do any LDRs my freshman year. I only did Cyber Patriot, which was after school. But my sophomore year, I joined the drill team in the morning. And even though you have to get there at 6:15 in the morning, it's not that bad. You get to be there with your friends, practicing, and you just all have conversations. And sometimes it does go a little off track, but it's just the best like practice you can have, and you get to have that every morning, and just it brightens up your whole day for the rest of the school day.
Well, I think they both explained it really well. But MA 771 is a unit with a huge and extended history of excellence in all we do. We are currently one of the biggest units in New England, if not the biggest, and one of the most outstanding units in the country. And we are currently we have around 240 cadets enrolled in the program, which I think it's amazing. It's the biggest number that we had since COVID hit. So we are really happy about it. JROTC, as they said, you create a family. Many cadets who join the program, maybe they don't have the support that like a parent, an active parent at home, maybe the parent works or they don't have both parents present, and they have just family issues in general, and JROTC definitely helped them get better and like just go through those hardships because you do create a family. I scroll on TikTok sometimes and I see like many other units that they post and they say like, oh, it's a family that I never had. And it's an opportunity that I met people that I thought I would never have met. And it's not gonna just stay in high school, but it's a family that I'll keep for my entire life. And I think it's amazing because that's the reality of what happens. And I think not many programs offer that. And JROTC is one of them that do. Also, another thing that I really like about JROTC is that the key for success in JROTC is teamwork. And teamwork is a thing that you're going to have to face in many other environments in your life in general. In your workspace, going to college and many other things, you will have to learn how to work with people. And just being JROTC, you see that working with people is it's not just telling people what to do, but it's working together and to achieve a goal that you guys all have together.
All right. Now, the other program, which I'm really impressed with, is the Student Ambassador Program. Can you explain to everybody what that is and what the Student Ambassadors do?
Yeah, so I'm pretty new to the Student Ambassador program. I mean, I joined last year. However, I think the program is amazing, and it just it just gives so much involvement and opportunity as well. It's for students that are able to provide for their community, where they're able to speak different languages, bilingual, trilingual, anything like that, and also help the people that aren't able to speak English or are new to the school also. I mean, like when I first, okay, I'm going to show my experience, but literally last year, I think, I went to one of the like events. It was like a fair or something, and I saw Bernardo. That was like the first time I met Bernardo. He was wearing that quarter zip fleece, and I was like, what is that? Like, that is so cool. I want to do that. I saw like 6 or like 10 people like wearing that around the school. I was like, what is this? Like, I'm so confused. And I like went to go like ask people. I was like, oh, what are you guys doing? Are you guys like student ambassadors? I'm like, what do you do? And like they just like basically told me like what it was, and I was like, I want to do this. I want to be involved in this. It's just something that it's growing every single year, and it's just the students that are able and want to help different students in the school, where they put their abilities to knowing different languages. I mean, like this year we're having a lot of involvement of like people coming to the school transferring and they don't know anything, or they don't know English, so they know a different language. So we call people down to the office, and then they like help translate and like help give them tours and stuff like that. But it's also like a way to like earn community service hours as well. I mean, I'm a National Honor Society student and member, so I think it's very helpful to gain my hours as well. But it's also just helping the community. But Bernardo is the expert of student ambassadors. He showed me the way also. So
Well, that's where I first met him in student support. He was
Yeah.
student ambassador. We want to thank, we're coming to you from the WellPoint Studios, but we also have some other sponsors we'd like to thank, and Gabby's going to thank them for us.
Inside Lowell's podcast brought to you in part by WellPoint. At WellPoint, your whole health is their whole point. Washington Savings Bank. Banking that feels like home. Making the switch now to Washington Savings Bank. TMI Properties. TMI Cares, developing and managing their own properties for over 30 years. Experience the quality, care, and value of making TMI the choice for your home. Mahoney Oil, providing warmth and protection to generations of families since 1925. Greater Lowell Community Foundation, improving the quality of life through strategic, impactful philanthropy. Francis E. Proventure Insurance, the agency Greater Lowell has counted on since 1982. Real Estate by Ray Booten, licensed real estate agent and appraiser in Massachusetts and New Hampshire.
All right, thank you. Nice job, Gabby. And by the way, a little inside scoop here. I understand a couple of you have a podcast.
Oh, yeah.
We
We do.
Tell us about that.
So me and Gabby, we're the hosts for the Perspective Paradox podcast. Currently we only had 2 episodes, which we recorded last year, but we are working with some other people and trying to get them here to Lowell High School so we can interview them. Those people are politicians here in Lowell, but also representatives in the state of Massachusetts, and just people that we want to get their career background and show students how you can get there and how successful you can be in life.
That's a great idea.
Oh, yeah. And what's funny is me and Bernardo, I think we met through the ROTC program. And then in the ROTC program, we became captains in the program in JROTC together. And then we did student ambassador together. And then we became high positions in the program of ROTC together. And then we were like, you know what? We already do so many things together. We might as well talk about both of our experiences on a podcast. Because, like we said, Lowell High School, there's so many opportunities, not only for things to do, but people to meet. And I think that when you find someone who sort of likes to talk about things, likes leadership styles, we said, you know what, let's create a podcast. And I think you mentioned it's called the Perspective Paradox. So one day we were on a
Great
trip.
name.
Thank you. We were on a trip to visit a school in Vermont. And then me and Bernardo were sitting there like, we should talk about this. We should put this on the internet. We're here having a conversation. And then I think it was an idea that we developed in 10 minutes. And we said, you know what? We're going to go with
Let's
this
do it.
idea. It was like out of nowhere, but I'm so happy we started it. We really can get perspectives like we did for Mr. Fiato so far. We talked about our journey, so it's kind of cool. You guys should check it out.
All right.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We will check that out. Another aspect of Lowell High School, and it's been around for a long time, is the student council. And here to tell us about that is the co-host for the day.
Yeah, so the student council, oh my gosh, we do so many things, almost everything under the sun. We typically are mostly involved in, I don't know, fundraising, student outreach. We do a lot of events outside of Lowell High School. Upcoming, I think in 2 weeks, we have a trunk or treat at the Riley. So that's for elementary schoolers to come around in their costumes, and we hand out candy and say, hey, send your kids to Lowell High when their parents walk by. But yeah, no, I think it's honestly, it's a program that everyone should join. You know, there's not an obligation that you have to be there for every meeting, but come to 2 a month, come to 3 a month, and you build a community, like everyone was saying, like with every club, like with every activity. And it's just a way to see what's going on behind the scenes of your school, and also have community service hours, and have teachers that you can look up to, and meet students that you will know for 4 years and well into college. And it also, I would say personally for me, I have, through student council, I have met students that have the same goals as me and are equally as motivated, if not more. There are a lot of people involved in athletics, and I see myself in a lot of the new kids that come through, and I want to be of as much help to them as I can, and joining student council is definitely what I would recommend.
All right. So last year, midway through the year, the school instituted a cell phone policy, which met with different reactions from people. And so I want to hear from the students, and we'll start with, I'm going to start with Chris this time. What do you think of the cell phone policy? Do you think it's working? And is it enforced across the board by all your classes?
I believe it's really, really working, not gonna lie. Because in my opinion, I want to adapt to any situation. So when the cell phone policy happened, I was okay with that. I was moving forward. I was putting my phone in the box, always doing that. Teachers, they really take it seriously, but at times they will be like, oh yeah, if you're not doing anything in class, or if you're like really, if we're not doing anything in class, you could use your phone. I'll let it happen. I'll let it slide, because hey, you're not doing anything. You have free time, and it's better to be on your phone than doing nothing, and at least doing nothing. I am really okay with it. The cell phone policy is a good thing of mine. I really enjoy it. Because, hey, I don't like being on my phone during class. I don't like being distracted. I like being in class, knowing what I'm doing, and being engaged. So I'm okay with it. As a new student here at Lowell High, as a sophomore, I'm really okay with it. So,
Gabby?
After, I think right when they enforced the cell phone policy, I had just finished reading a book about dopamine. So I realized how much better it would create the cycle of dopamine in the brains of the students across the school. Because we know that every time you turn on your phone, you look at your phone, you're scrolling on your phone, you're looking at something new, you're releasing that dopamine in your brain. And over a amount of time, everything starts to become boring, because you have so much access to quick things to release that thing of pleasure inside your mind. So I think that something like the cell phone policy that allows students to put their phone away, not have so much dopamine being released in their brain. And then after class, when they can have their phone, when they can talk to friends, their brain is gonna, how do I explain it? They're going to feel more like, oh, let me go talk to somebody. Or even if they do turn on their phone, things are more pleasurable because they're not having it all the time. Like talking to friends on, let's say, on Instagram, on Snapchat. Things become a little more valuable. So you see how friends, like, you don't talk to them during class. It becomes more exciting to see them after class or to pick up your phone and say, hey, I have a message. Instead of everybody knowing about your life 24/7 or texting all the time, it kind of brings back that aspect of getting to wait a little bit, having your phone away, not seeing your notifications, and then after picking it up and saying, wow, I have someone who's talking to me. You know what I mean? There's something new. But it definitely helps. I think it's helping the students' mental health way more than some like people may realize.
For me, I'm personally in high honors, early college, and AP classes, so my teachers take it very, very seriously about the phones in the box, and I honestly do not mind it. It's a lot of work in those classes, so putting your phone away for the 50 minutes, it helps you really stay focused in class and understand what the teacher's teaching you about. I personally like it because then after the class, I have it during transition times. I have it during lunch. I can still talk to people face to face. And also at work, I'm not allowed to use my phone. So it kind of like plays in a role. So it also lowers my screen time.
Okay, wait a minute. With everything you're taking, what classes?
High honors, early college, and AP.
You do an ROTC.
Yep.
When do you work?
I work on the weekends and after school. So I usually take the city bus straight to work.
Where do you work?
I work at Market Basket on the Boulevard.
Nice.
Well, so as you said, there were two sides when this policy came out, the ones that did like it and the ones that did not. I think that the cell phone policy is definitely something that really helped, and I love it. I support it. It really helped me as well, because having your phone in your pocket when you're in your class, you receive that notification, you will want to see what is going on, and you're not going to focus on the class. You're going to focus on what is going on in your pocket and on your phone. So definitely like having your phone in a separate place where you're just going to disconnect from your phone and focus on what your teacher is saying, and that time of socializing with people that today everybody just socializes with like people on your phone, just texting or like FaceTime, but like having the experience of actually socializing as students with your friends face to face in person is definitely a different experience and something that everybody should do. And as I said, it's definitely something that helped, and there are statistics that shows that it did improve students' focus and performance in academics.
So much like Peter, I am in high honors, AP, and early college classes, and also like Peter, at work, I am not allowed to have my phone, and so it's hard because there's definitely two solid sides to this argument. I would say that given everything that's happened, I was a freshman when phones were allowed, and then I was a sophomore when cell phone boxes were kind of in force, and now I'm a junior and they are in full effect. I have no problem with it personally. I am happy to drop my cell phone in the box if that's what makes everyone happy and pick it up at the end of class, I'm not gonna cause a fuss over it, but I would say that for especially higher classes, I don't necessarily think that the kids who are putting up an argument, are the ones that are in my classes or putting up a fight. I think that we're just looking to do whatever, makes the teacher happy, whatever's easiest, I also think though that I don't necessarily want to cause a panic, but I know that it's already going into effect in states in New York, and that is that phones are illegal on school grounds. Or I'm not sure if it's illegal, but they're basically banned on school property. Yep. And I've heard talk that might be what's happening next year. And that makes me nervous.
Now that's not just to not panic anyone.
No.
This is a bill that is at the State House. They're talking about it at the State House. It's not a local policy.
No. Yeah.
It would be a state implemented policy. And so far it's still just hung up there. So you're not panicking, you're not.
Yeah, not to panic.
But again, this is what, the students at Lowell High are staying on top of all this stuff. They know what's going on. What about you with the cell phone?
So at first I thought it would be like a lot harder to like not have my phone with me. I mean, at least when we were freshmen, that was like when it was more touched up upon. And I was like, oh, I just got into high school and I can't even go on my phone in class. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like, are you serious? But then like when it like did like happen, I was like, I didn't really care that much. Like I was like, I'll just put my phone there. It didn't really matter to me because I mean like Kaya and Peter said, like the higher classes, like they don't you don't really have time to use your phone also. You just have a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
So like even if you're on your phone, you're probably gonna miss like the whole lecture that just happened. So I'd rather just listen instead of be on the phone. Also, I don't even have Wi-Fi, so even if I had it, I wouldn't be able to go on anything. I wouldn't even be able to
there's not a great Wi-Fi at Lowell High, okay?
Yeah, so I feel
I'll
like
agree with that.
it didn't really affect me as much. I mean, it would be cool to have my phone, but like I know it's in the box. I'm not like extremely attached to it as like I guess some people are, so it's not really a big bother to me, I would say.
Do you think it's increased student participation in class?
Oh yeah, definitely. As I said, it like not having your phone on you creates the possibility of you communicating with people, with your peers, and also learning how to talk to your teachers, because we have many students who like don't really know how to socialize, and like are just afraid of socializing because they think that how can I say it? Like they think that socializing for them might be only like on your phone, as I said, on their phone, as I said. But like having the opportunity to not have something that will distract you and actually focus on the lecture, as Jenica said, and on the people around you, I think makes much better for students in general.
Can I jump in quickly?
Course you can.
And just say, I do, as much as, cell-phone policy is a cell-phone policy, I do have to give credit to the fact that we have, I think, 3,600 kids in our school, and like my best friend that goes to Lowell High School, I don't see once in a day. Like I see her at volleyball practice after, of course, but like there's so much commotion and so many new spaces and buildings, and I'm pretty sure we're on the opposite end of school at all times. Like and so I think that there is a component to say, hey, how was your test in English, or like shoot her a text after class, or how'd you do in math, or when's your lunch, or do you want to go get food after school, and there is a component to keeping in touch with the people you literally don't see even when you go to the same school.
See, you just rolled into our next question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
A perfect setup. You talked about food. Occasionally we keep hearing, different school committee people talking about the food at Lowell High. So, first of all, I want you guys to, what do you think about the cafeteria, the way they have it set up? The stairs that and the opportunity where you guys can sit. I'm impressed with this. Like you said, this school, it did remind me when I first went in, by the way, of High School Musical, same type of thing. But what do you think about that setting, and what do you think about the food at Lowell High School? I'm going to start with you since you brought it up.
Well, the setup of the lunchroom 100% does not disappoint. It is somehow my lunch table always seems to be in its general area, but moved a little bit. But I would say that very inviting. It's I would say a kid's dream cafeteria for a high school. There's so much natural light coming in, and even the cafeteria area where you walk through the lines and come out in the middle, like it's very new. But I would say as far as the lunches go, it's food, right? It's edible, it goes in your body, it comes out of your body. It's it's not a 5-star Michelin restaurant, but it's also not the worst thing you can put in your body, And I think that they can't serve us Michelin level food, and they're serving us what they can. And I think that it's something to get you through the day. It has protein, it is vegetables. You grab a fruit, and I think that it could be better in some ways, but I also think that they are doing an amazing job at providing a majority of different foods from a majority of different backgrounds, and, one day we could have dumplings and the next day we could have chicken and rice, and I think that it can be appealing to everyone. We have several different options as well. There's a salad bar, there is a yogurt bar, there's the hot lunch, and then there's burgers and chicken patties, I think, and that's, those are our
I
options.
see pizza
every
a lot
day.
too.
Yeah.
Pizza every day. Yeah. But so they are doing their best to appeal to us, and they're doing what they can with their funds. And I know that a lot of people complain, but from my mom being on the school committee, I do understand that we would love to have McDonald's and Chick-fil-A every day for lunch, but honestly, we don't have the money for that. And they're doing what they can with the budget that they're given, and I would say that if this is their best, then they're doing just fine.
For me, I feel like, well, visually the cafeteria, it looks phenomenal, honestly. Like, I love the booths. I think that's my favorite part. Even though I don't get to sit there this year, I did sit there last year, and it was so comfortable. It was kind of like a race whoever got there first. But
All right, now the booths are around the corner. How many booths are there?
say 8 is my guess.
And is it first come, first serve?
Yep.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yep. So you gotta like race there like the first day of school if you want to make it there. But I actually like those. Those are really comfortable, and they're like right next to like the lunch line too, so you can see that. But I think for the food, I actually think I like it. Like, I mean, I don't eat like school lunch very much just because, I'm just like, I just have to do my homework, so. But like the lunch itself, it's not even that bad. Sometimes I'm excited. I'm like, oh yeah, eat tacos. Like, I'm like, oh, what's for lunch or something. There's also like this TV screen that like shows the menu. So I'm just like, I don't know, I just get really invested. I'm like, oh, what are we having this week? Oh, I wonder what like special thing. Also, like we get to like celebrate like Thanksgiving too sometimes. So like they like do like certain meals for that. But also like Kaya said, just like the variety of like different options. I really appreciate that also because like, I mean, there's a lot of restrictions people could have if they're vegetarian or if they can't eat like certain things. I think that's taken into consideration a lot. And I think the only thing I don't like are just the lines. Like, I don't want to wait like 10 minutes for like a salad and I have 5 minutes to eat it. But I mean, that's just my opinion.
Okay, Chris.
So the atmosphere itself is really nice. The lunchroom, I love it. I love like how it sits, how it works right now. I love going in and out of the lunchroom, just getting in there. It's so big, it's so worth it. Because my freshman year, I had basic school lunches. Those ones that you see like on the internet that says like, oh yeah, the worst school lunches you ever see, yada yada yada. My brother tells me, Chris, it gets better from here. You get like salad bars, yogurt bars. I'm like, okay. If it gets better from here, I'll wait. I'll keep going. I'll do everything I need to do. So sophomore year hits, I went to lunch. I get in there, yogurt bar. Ooh, I'm happy. I'm the happiest man alive. Because they have the option of like change and have these like different lunches make me feel like so much happier than usual. And also, each food tastes better than usual. I can't even lie. The yogurt bar, they treat me with like love and respect. I hear the lunch ladies like be like, here you go, and I'm like, thank you. And then I get called like love sometimes. I'm like, oh, thank you, really, really much. It's like you guys are feeding me so much, and I'm like, oh, at that point I gotta respect y'all too much. I gotta hand down and buy y'all some birthday gifts or something like that. Yeah, it's so nice. I have kids telling me, oh, my school lunch is so bad. I'm like, your school lunch is bad. Mine's is better. I don't know about you guys. Like, it's really nice to be there. So.
I personally really like the school lunch. I think as a student who's always on the move, I always, either if I have to study during lunch or if I have an activity after, I'm always moving. I feel like I'm a bunny in school. Like I'm always going from one place to the other and then leaving school. So kind of need to feel myself, right? And like I said, there's this whole salad bar. And you can ask my friends, I'm like an advocate. I'm like, yes, it's so yummy. And like you said, it's not only about the food and about the fact that there's so many different options. It's the ambience the staff create. You get in there. I mean, people have their bad days, right? Sometimes you're not having such a good day, but the smile from a lunch lady or at the end of the line, you're like, oh, have a good day. And then they smile back at you because I don't think a lot of people realize that they're there doing their job every single day to give you lunch. And you're going there every single day. So when you talk to them, when you get to know them, asking their name, that already makes it better. Even if, let's say, the food one day is not something you like or you're like, what's going on, right? They're still there to serve you. They're always serving you. So I think the staff make that aspect of lunch different. They're not just there to just give you food and, leave. They're there, they give you a smile, you ask them how their day is. So all of that plays a part in the whole school lunch aspect.
What about breakfast also, right?
Yeah.
You guys get grab and go?
Yeah, we get grab and go breakfast as we walk in. So I usually come down from drill, grab and go breakfast, and head up to my advisory. I love the setup of the lunchroom. It feels like I sit there and it's a whole different world. Like last year I sat in the booth And then this year I sit on the completely opposite side of the whole cafeteria. It's like two different worlds. The lunch it's okay. Like Kaya said, it could be better, but people have to realize that it is free lunch. It's not, you're not paying for it. There is standards that the school has to follow, nutrition standards, and that's why they make us grab a free fruit. Because that's why if you don't, you have to pay for the lunch. So people have to realize that you have to follow those standards if you want the free food.
Oh yeah, so me personally, I don't grab breakfast, but so I cannot really comment on it. But I heard that it's pretty good. It's a grab and go, as you said. But with the renovation of the school, it didn't only bring an environment that students really enjoyed. That is the cafeteria, the amazing cafeteria we have, which like all the colors, the good lights, and everything like that. The tables that you can sit with your friends, but also really improved the food in my point of view. Before the new cafeteria that we had, I think it was sophomore year for seniors right now. I think it was sophomore year. We didn't have the new cafeteria yet. The food was not that good, and this year, it's not that good, but this year, I could see a really big improvement because we have a bunch of options to choose from. As they said, sometimes we have tacos, we always have a salad bar, we have a yogurt bar, we have the hamburgers, the chicken patties, we have pizza, and many other things that students can choose from. And as they also said, Chris and Gabby, just saying hi to the lunch staff can change your day or can change their day. I've came across many times of them telling me how like, oh, students never say thank you, or they don't even like smile, or they don't even look at our faces. They just say like, oh, I want this. They don't even say please. So I think just like being respectful and like actually talking to them can make their day better and yours.
You know, one other thing that surprised me is one of the things. I work, as you know, I work with student support, trying to help kids get jobs through the Connecting Activities program. And I've been setting up in the cafeteria out in the CAP on Wednesdays. And I always bring a big bag, a big thing of candy with me. And the number of kids who come by, I would say 99% of Lowell High School students who come by the table will always ask if it's okay if they take a piece of candy. They don't reach in and grab it. They're very polite in that way, and we've been getting great responses of kids asking us about jobs and signing up and meeting with us. And I'm really impressed with that and the fact that I expected it to be a lot more noisy than it is, but it's not. It is not noisy. Kids are carrying on conversations, and then the kids who want to be on their phone or on the computer, they have the staircase, and that staircase is full in most of the lunch periods. So it's really impressive to be there and see it in action, which I think is great. Mr. Fiato, you haven't had a chance to get in. You want to just switch seats for a moment and see if there's anything before. I want all of you to think of one thing. I mean, the last question after I'm done with Mr. Fiato is, if you could change one thing, either add or subtract or change, what would it be? If you could change one thing, what would it be? How are you, Mr. Fiato?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having us on the show today. We really appreciate it.
Well, this is, you know how much I love having
I know.
students.
I don't know what more I can say. I'm just blown away by our students and their perspectives, and appreciate all they bring to Lowell High, and thanking them for getting up early. So when I came in, the 3 ROTC cadets were already here, probably before me, because they were doing their drill in the morning, and some of them were here last night because we had a parent night, and so it's a really long. It's the longest short week ever, because we did have Monday off, but we're packing it all in 4 days.
Yeah, and I really do appreciate you all coming in. So thank you for bringing them. I'm going to do this on a once a month or once every couple of months, where we'll record early in the morning like this, and it won't be part of the Daily Pulse, but it will be part of a show that we can talk about the good things, because a lot of times all you hear about is a negative, you know, either a problem with the renovation or a problem, you know, there was a fight at Lowell High, or let's, you know, as you guys have been telling everybody today, there's a lot to like about Lowell High School. Yeah. There really is.
A lot.
But anything you want to get in? Any announcements?
Yeah, a couple of announcements. So we have October and November, very busy months at Lowell High. Last night we held a very successful curriculum night. I think the new building helps attract more families to come in and meet the teacher just to come in and see the building. But we want to keep that momentum going. Over the last 2 years, we've had great turnouts. Coming up, we have the Distinguished Alumni on Thursday, October 23rd, and we'll be inducting 5 new alumni into the Distinguished Alumni. It's a very prestigious award. Athletic Hall of Fame's coming up in November.
Wow.
That's at Lindsay's, and I want to thank the committee, both committees, the Committee for Distinguished Alumni and Committee for the Athletic Hall of Fame. A lot of people working hard behind the scenes to recognize Lowell High School alumni. We also have coming up a play in November. Our theater department is working really hard to promote it, and we'll have all that information on our website. As I always say to you, Jerry, Lowell High's website is pretty robust right now, and if you go on the website, we keep it up to date. And if you want to know anything that's going on with Lowell High, even our clubs and activities are posted on the website day by day. So if you're a student or a family member and you want to know when the chess club is meeting, you'll be able to find that right on the website. We try to make things very accessible so that it's like a one-stop shop for folks to find out what's going on at the high school.
It is a great website. I check it out and keep track of what's going on because my interest in the schools.
And we're hosting the Superintendent's State of the School Address on October 23rd, and that's at 6 p.m. And that'll also be at Lowell High School. We want to showcase some of the new features. The Little Theater, for example. If you went to Lowell High in the 80s, I think you had the Little Theater.
Yeah.
And it's still in the same exact location, but completely renovated. And many of the students talked about the natural lighting. The Little Theater of old was very dark, and there wasn't there were no windows. This has windows, has lighting, a big projector, seating for close to 180 people.
You mentioned the 23rd. Connecting activities along with the college and career office is having a STEM. It's STEM week, and we're having a STEM roundtable. I believe we have somewhere between 22 and 24 business people donating their time to talk about their job in STEM. A lot of engineers are going to be there, and I believe we're going to have about 150 students, and it's all going to be around the STEM because there's a big, STEM program at the high school. Science, technology, engineering, math. It's all great, and again, one of the many different offerings. So that's also coming up on the 23rd. So Lowell High is busy.
We have a lot of busy things, a lot of things coming up this month, heading into Thanksgiving break. Not to promote you, Jerry, but having you on the campus and having Mass Hire working closely with Lowell High School has been very instrumental, because I know a lot of students have come up to me and said, ask me if they can, where can I find a job? I want to work, and I refer them to you. And having you there and having you connecting with student support is instrumental in kind of navigating the landscape for students to find employment. Also, just having student support, our new facility, the new building has a student support services right when you walk in.
Right there.
So for that, many of our students talked about the ambassador program. If you're a new student at Lowell High, I can't imagine being a new student at Lowell High, whether I speak English or came from a high school in Massachusetts. It's daunting. Where do I go? Where's my first period? What advisory do I get? How do I get from this class to the other class? What's the bridge? It's not a bridge. It's a tunnel. Is it a tunnel? What are we doing here? And there's so many things to navigate. How to get to the gym? How to get to your locker room? The ambassadors help students find their way around. And for that first impression, you only have one time to make a first impression. And we want that first impression to be a good impression and to be a positive experience. Someone welcomes them to the school, makes them feel comfortable, makes them feel like they're connected, and then building those relationships. They have an automatic friend on the first day. And if they don't become lifelong friends, at least they can see each other in the hallway and you have an advocate. And so having student support there, and then inviting our partners to come in, like Mass Hire and Project Learn. We have Elevate. We have so many great partnerships at Lowell High that allow students to experience even more than what we can offer at the high school.
Yeah, well, as you know, I love being there and I love working with the kids, so it's a great experience for us too. All right.
I'll let you guys talk about that, and then we have to get them to their period one class before I get yelled at by the teachers.
We gotta wrap this up. So, so you have to limit to a one-sentence answer, if possible.
Wow.
If you were Mr. Fiato for the day, and you could change, take away, add anything, what would it be? Starting with you.
I think I said it earlier. I would want Chick-fil-A for lunch.
Okay.
I would say the academic assistance of like tutoring.
More tutoring?
Or like I would say getting it out there.
Chris?
Personally, I would want to boost creativity. Like right now, as sophomore president, my whole goal is making kids feel like they can have creative minds and go out there and take the risky option instead of taking the safe option. And my goal right now, like after high school, fashion designer, like being a business owner, that's a risky option. I know I will fail eventually, but hey, that's the whole point. Taking risk and then knowing that I can fail, but I will do my best to get there.
Gabby?
I would personally love if Lowell High School added to the curriculum. I don't know, one more thing to the curriculum, right? If they added mandatory for all the students to learn about emotional intelligence, because we do know that if a student is able to control their, like not just control, but understand how they feel, that will create better actions, better community, better citizens, and we can change the world one person at a time. So I think that if we added emotional intelligence to the curriculum, even if it's like for a semester or even less than that, just for students to have a brief topic about it so they know what that is, because I think that will change the lives of many students who have gone through things at Lowell High School.
One thing I would change is somehow getting the city buses to stay longer after dismissal, because you should see me running to the bus. I'm on the opposite side of the campus.
Something that I would personally change is I think make it easier for students to report any like anything that they're uncomfortable with, such as bullying, but also like how the teacher is acting in the class. Maybe like we have some teachers that might not be doing their best and they could 100% improve. So I think making it easier for students to also have a voice on that, because teachers are the people who are teaching our students. And I think us students should also have a voice on how people are acting in general.
All right. Well, I tell you, this has been one of my favorite podcasts. I used to love this when we did the radio. And we've been here an hour, guys. And I really do appreciate your time coming in this morning and talking about this. I look forward to bringing some of you back. And we'll see you up at the high school. This has been the Daily Pulse. Teddy will be back Monday. I'll be here tomorrow. We're going to talk with our good friend Ray Keefe about the polar plunge that will actually benefit one of the coaches at Lowell High School. So until tomorrow, take care, everyone. Have a good day.